Hi, this is Brock Davidson reporting on part 2 of our dragbike.com story on the Vista Kawasaki ZX10R. I just made a pass here a moment ago. One of the things that we like to do here at dragbike.com is keep things consistent, and we're here in Ohio. Our weather has a tendency to be anything but consistent, so what I've been waiting to do is to get a day similar to when Don Gould was here when we did our ECU testing. When Don was here, we recorded a peak of 183, right at 183. The conditions were humidity 45%, correction factor of 1.05. Our conditions since Don left have been anything but consistent and have actually been very miserable. We've had SAE correction factors of 1.07. It's been very difficult to make any kind of power, but we have been doing quite a bit of testing with the ZX10R. So what we've done, we put it back exactly how it was when Don was here, with a couple exceptions. We did change the break-in oil. You know, we could only beat on a bike on the dyno for so long with the break-in oil in it before we want to put in some good synthetic. We did add our Allison less than zero weight oil and our Petron additive. It picked up a nice little gain, around 2 horsepower in the bottom end and through the middle. Peak power in the over rev. We've got, you know, right around 2 horsepower also. Generally we see more than that, but Kawasaki had some great break-in oil in this thing. I'm a little bit sad about that. I like seeing bigger gains, but that's another story. Another thing that we did, we added a PC5 power commander onto the bike, but the passes I just made were with a zero map. So effectively, the power commander didn't do any type of, it made no changes to the mapping. We're going to sort of go cooking show on you here. We don't want you to have to wait for us to put on the power commander. It's a little bit of a task. Not that the installation itself is very difficult. It's plug and play, but these bikes today, it's just very, very tight. You're working in tight quarters, so when you go to put your power commander on, just make sure you have plenty of time to do that. It's not a difficult install, it's a time-consuming install. So what we're going to do now, we're going to test our alien head exhaust system, which is a slip-on. It works from the back half of the exhaust system back. We're going to remove the cat, we're going to remove the muffler, we're going to leave the OEM head pipes, which the gentleman that I spoke to at Kawasaki says has fantastic head pipes. Now, just a brief explanation on exhaust systems. Typically, slip-ons will add a nice look and a nice sound, but generally they don't add a lot of horsepower. The place where you make the horsepower in an exhaust system is up underneath the fairing in the area that you don't see. So it'll be interesting to see just exactly what kind of power that we're going to make by adding the slip-on. I know we're going to get a neat look out of it. I know we'll get a neat sound. But let's throw this thing on. The installation is very quick. Let's see how fast we can get it put on here for you. We'll be right back. Okay, that installation took, no kidding, less than 10 minutes. It is one of the easiest exhaust installations that you're ever going to see. We've removed the cat. We've installed our alien head slip-on exhaust system. Now, I haven't done any mapping. I haven't installed another map into the power commander. It's still a zero map, so it's the same as if you just put the exhaust system on your bike and went for a ride. Let's see what happens. Okay, we just made a couple quick passes without making any changes. I didn't change the map. I just put on the pipe, made a couple runs. Now, if you check out the screen here, considering slip-ons aren't supposed to really make any power, we saw some pretty good gains. Down here at 7,000 RPM from 83 horsepower up to 89, 103 to 109 up in the peak areas, 183 to 188. We did have a bit of an area of concern, and I had Corey, my videographer slash graphic artist, come and zoom up on the screen a little bit while I was doing my warm-up ride. You can see during our full pull, we had air-fuel ratios over 14 to 1. Now, when it comes to quick full pulls like this, we're not going to hurt anything on the dyno with a 14 to 1 reading like that. When you're out on the street, what you're going to notice is some inconsistency in your drivability, some bucking, some jerking, just basically the kind of operation that most guys find unfavorable when they ride their bike. Now, quick thing to note, we do have the Gould ECU in here, and what Don considers this is the standard tune. What that means is that the tune-up that he has in the ECU has been adjusted already for the stock exhaust, not for an aftermarket exhaust. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and install a map into the Power Commander that I've created previously that matches our exhaust. The idea is to increase the drivability and get the bike to accelerate properly. If it's going from 14 to 1, down to 13 to 1, and it's inconsistent through its drivability range, it can't accelerate as hard as possible, plus it's not going to give you the kind of drivability that you want. We'll install that map and make a couple pulls and see if we get anything additionally horsepower-wise out of it.